Hello and welcome everyone to this video. My name is Sliwinski and I'm the co-author of the book iPad Only with
I am Augusto Pinaud, and today we're going to talk about the office evolution and the office evolution as a way to work and the importance to do it. Before writing this book, I was on the belief that whatever was working on your office or your workflow or your system, you don't mess up with it. There are so many opportunities of improvement that if something was working, you basically don't mess with it. But at the same time, you, Michael, has been doing a yearly office thing where you messed up with everything that I have always been fascinated by. And it was not really until we wrote this book together that I understood the importance of that. But before we go into what I learned on that, let me give you the chance to talk a little bit more about that crazy idea of basically destroy any structure that is in existence and start again. And even tell a little story of where you are right now.
yeah. I am in my company. We all work from home. This is the way we roll. This has always been my dream to work from home, and we meet every once in a while, but we work from home, and we are right now 11, 12, something about 10 people in the company, hoping to hit some 20 people in the company by the end of this year. And I've always been working from home, and my home office has evolved from year to year, just like you said. And every year, it's like if you see on my blog, every year there is a total renovation of my home office. I mean, total. Like as you said, I just destroy the whole thing, buy new furniture or just reassemble the existing furniture in a different way, whatever. But first, I just take out everything, and then I build it again. Yeah, and why? I mean, mostly mostly it was because I was moving to a new house, or because I was moving to a new place in the house. But actually, it was always because I noticed that I was changing the way I was working, and my old office wasn't adapting itself to the way I was working. So for example, I got a new computer. Like for example, when I switched to the Mac, and suddenly the setup I had for my Lenovo tablet PC for a Windows computer wasn't right for the MacBook Air. So I had to change. And then I started using more the iPad and the iPhone. So every time for example, I wanted to switch to a stand-up desk. And so every time there was something new that I was trying to work. And then I decided, okay, this is new. I want to work like that. So let's, destroy it, build it again. And the cool thing about it is that it gives you the opportunity to first, have a perspective view of how you work. Just see, what's working for you and what's not. And second, most important thing for me was you get to throw away lots of gadgets, because you keep on accumulating cables, gadgets, and all this stuff throughout the year, and then you see that you're not using half of them. So then you can get clean, and you can start with a clean slate and have a cleaner office, and nicer office and a nicer place to work.
And that was exactly those two things that you mentioned was exactly what I learned. I am a big proponent of simplification. I'm not necessarily on a minimalism, but more on an enough perspective. Okay, it's not a matter of have nothing. It's a matter of have only exactly what you need and no more. And what I learned working with you and working about the office and discussing about the office was exactly that. Number one is the ability to get the perspective of what you are doing, how you are working, how are those workflows working or not working. And number two is how you can get rid of all those stuff that may have been useful or were never useful, but you keep them around the office just because. And honestly, it was a really interesting experiment. I did it with the physical office, and I'm now going to do it in the month of July with all the electronics. So I'm going to wipe out the iPads and going to install only the software as I'm going to be needing them. That way, I'm sure I'm going to discover that there is software that I never used, and it's going to just simply disappear from the iPad and the iPhone and so far so on.
Yes, and for example, there was the same thing for me when I switched to the Mac in 2008 when I bought the MacBook Air. I mean, it was actually the first computer I really fell in love with. You know, I mean, I am a testimony. You can really fall in love with a computer, and the wife is not jealous. So anyway, so I got the MacBook Air, and then I had to reevaluate everything I was using. So I had to different software, different way of checking email, different way of browsing the internet. Everything was different, and this is actually what drove me to the iPad only route, to our iPad only journey last year. Because I was thinking, my MacBook Air is pretty good. I have a 13-inch MacBook Air. It's really nice, but it's kind of big, and then I have a big screen at home, so maybe I should switch to the smaller MacBook Air. And then I thought, iPad has been around for 3 years now. Maybe I should, give it a try. I mean, it was 2 years, but anyway, maybe I should give it a try and see if the software and the post PC world is ready. So let's, instead of getting the 11-inch MacBook Air, let's get a 10-inch iPad and see how it goes. And because I was using iPad before as a media consumption device, and I'm using iPhone, for years now, I thought, it might be a pretty cool experiment. And it was the same. It was to reevaluate what I was doing on the computer and see if I can simplify and make it better on the iPad. And it's been 1 year now, and we're writing this book together, and I haven't looked back.
And well, let's allow the reader to continue reading the book, and we are going to go more into this specific topic about jumping on the iPad and the workflows and the focus work and all that in our next video. So thank you very much, and this is the iPad Only book.
Thank you, guys.